Hey, Jasmine. Aren't you home yet? Gone late, don't you think? I'm starving. When are you going to get dinner ready?
Are you kidding me, Mark? I just finished work and about to get on the subway.
The subway? Does that mean you won't be home anytime soon? A wife is supposed to get home before the husband and have dinner ready. That's what a normal married life's about.
I told you I had some overtime work today. There's some leftovers in the fridge. Make something yourself if you can't wait. Besides, we're both working, and I work further away. A longer commute. How the hell am I supposed to get home before you?
That's your problem. Figure it out for yourself, for God's sake. Don't rely on me to do everything. You're the wife here.
You know what, Mark? I was meaning to tell you. Instead of trying to solve your hunger issues right about the time when I finish work, can't you shift your thought process a wee bit and prepare a meal yourself? Or just buy something on your way home?
Pardon me? Cooking meals for your husband is a woman's job. Why does the man of the house have to prepare his own meal? Jeez. My mum was able to do all the housework and cook all the meals for my dad without even breaking a sweat. Why the hell can't you do it?
Duh! She wasn't working, that's why. She was a full-time housewife. She wasn't working at the office, which allowed her to focus 100% on her house chores. Is that so hard to understand? But in our case, we both work. The best arrangement would be to both share responsibilities. That seems fair, right? We both work, we're both tired when we finish work, and want to come home and relax. Our situations are exactly the same.
I call that BS idiocy. Mum is mum. You're completely different. Don't compare the two. One thing is certain. House chores and cooking, that's a woman's job. The thought of even allowing a husband to do housework is preposterous. I always thought you were pretty level-headed, but when it comes to this issue, you're like totally lame-brained.
You seem to have forgotten all about the promise you made before we got married. We agreed to share all household chores. Or have you conveniently suppressed that?
Just stop with the BS and get home to make me dinner. I'm starving. Just hurry it up, will ya?
Yeah, I hear you. But I'm just gonna pick up something on the way home. No way I'm cooking anything tonight.
Are you kidding me? Pick something up. What did I just finish saying to you, for Pete's sake?
Even if I get home and start cooking now, you'll be eating by... let's see, 10:30ish? You okay with that?
10:30-ish? Are you out of your mind? That's like 2 hours from now. I can't wait that long.
What am I supposed to do then? You refuse to even heat up any of the leftovers or pop that ready-made stuff in the microwave. Your only option seems to be, to die from malnutrition. It's that, or I buy something on the way home. That way, you won't go hungry.
But I wanted to.
So, what's it gonna be?
All right already, but just tonight. You got that.
Yeah. Jasmine, can you spare some time? There's something I want to ask of you. Oh, hi, Mom. What's up? I know it's sudden and maybe out of line, but would you mind if I use your kitchen? Our kitchen? You want to borrow our kitchen? Yeah, I feel like an idiot. I have this party tomorrow with my friends and we're supposed to each bring something. I was going to make some of my special cookies. And what do you know? Our oven is not working. Oh, that's not good. I was just going to call the repairman and have it fixed, but was told they won't be available until Monday. That's just too late. I remembered that the one at your place is exactly the same model as ours, so I know how it works. So I figured I have all the cookies ready. Just have to pop them in the oven for a few hours and then let them cool. I'll time it from when you get back from work. So if it's not a bother, I'd appreciate it. I don't mind at all, actually. The only problem is, I'm on a business trip right now, and I won't be back tonight. Mark said he was going to be pretty late tonight too, so... Oh my. That is a problem, isn't it? But you still have the spare key we gave you, right? We won't be there. If you don't mind being there alone, go right ahead and use it. No problem. Are you sure? I know you gave me the spare key just for emergencies. I really don't want to interfere with your daily routine or anything. That is an emergency, right? You called to ask permission. I don't see a problem here at all. I'm so happy you feel that way, Jasmine. You're a lifesaver. I'll contact Mark and tell him what's up. All right, no problem.
Hey, Jasmine, are you there? Your husband comes home and there's nobody to greet me. What the hell? I see you haven't done anything again. No household chores, no laundry, and of course, no meal. When are you ever going to learn, Jasmine? I just looked in the fridge, more leftover crap. You know I won't eat that stuff. And what's on the kitchen table all wrapped up neat and all? Another cold meal. Why am I even working? This is what I come home to after a hard day's work. Oh God, this is the worst. Has your cooking gotten worse? Figures. You haven't cooked in so long. I'll give this meal an F-. This stuff isn't even fit for a dog. This goes right to the garbage dumper history. Good riddance.
Is that you, Mark? Do you realize what time it is? Don't tell me you just dumped tonight's dinner into the garbage.
The stuff that was prepared for you on the kitchen table? Yeah, straight into the garbage bin. It's all your fault, Jasmine. Always weaseling out of your household chores. Cooking this crap at the last minute. I've had enough.
Mark, have you forgotten? I'm on a business trip right now.
Huh? Business trip?
Yes, the client's office is pretty far, so I was told to stay overnight at the local business hotel. I told you about this the other night. I guess you weren't listening. Which means that if I'm not there, how the hell am I going to cook or clean? You tell me, Mark.
Huh? And what was that meal?
I asked your mom to cook something for you.
Huh? You asked Mum to cook me tonight's meal?
Yeah, your mom texted me and asked me if she could use our oven. It seems hers broke down or something. She used a spare key to get in. Since I wasn't going to be there, I asked her to prepare something for you. Actually, she offered to cook for you in exchange for using our kitchen.
Wait, what?
Your mom said she texted you about it. Did you get her message? Don't tell me you didn't see it.
What, you're kidding, right? I just saw the line message Mum sent. I got a whole slew of messages from my friend and I totally miss Mum's.
Good heavens, Mark. Did you really dump the stuff your mom made? You actually tossed it all out? You're not kidding.
I was only trying to,
You really chucked it out. Your mom was super excited. She was all hyped up about making you your favorite chicken casserole. Don't tell me you threw out the stuff in the fridge too.
Wait, not that. You're not telling me Mum made that too, are ya?
Well, I sure don't remember making anything the last few days.
You can't be serious.
I'm surprised at you, Mark. I mean, you took a bite out of your mom's cooking, your favorite casserole, and you spit it out saying it tastes like crap and chuck it in the garbage? What's wrong with you, Mark? I thought you loved your mom's cooking. Has your taste buds gone haywire? Maybe it's just that you got in your head that anything I cook equals crap. That must be it. Self-induced mental whatever. Jasmine, are you texting with Mark right now? Mom? I'm really sorry about... Before you say anything, Jasmine, everything is fine. I know all about it. Excuse me? Could it be that you're still at her place? Yes, that's right. I'm at your place. I came into the place very quietly, so I think he still doesn't know I'm here. Right. Can I ask what the situation is at the moment? Before we get into any of that, there is something I wanted to convey to you. Although it may come as a total shock to you, but it's something that you need to know. I'm really sorry about this. I'm not sure what you're getting at. I was cooking and stepped out for a while to go and get some sugar and flour at the 24-hour supermarket down the street. On my way home, I spotted Mark and was just about to call out to him when he was with another woman. Stop right there, Mom. What? He was with some woman I've never seen before. He was saying goodbye to her just around the corner from your place. So I figure she lives nearby. I see. A woman, huh? I'm really sorry I had to tell you this, Jasmine. But I just couldn't keep such a thing from you. I thought you had the right to know. I hope you're not angry with me. No, not at all. I'm actually grateful. To tell you the truth, I had my doubts about him for some time now. I started to get skeptical about his actions when he started complaining about my cooking and going out drinking until late. Something he never used to do when we first got married. He's probably going about his business like it's normal, but his daily routine and just the way he's been acting, it was sort of obvious, come to think of it. I see. I'm so sorry, Jasmine. He's my son. I feel responsible. No need for you to apologize, Mom. You've done nothing wrong. You have every right to punish him. I'll leave that up to you to decide. Although he's my son, I'm on your side of this, Jasmine. We need to collect all the evidence we can get. So for now, let's go about our usual routine. Thanks, Mom. Yes, let's do that. Okay, so for now, I'll confront him about the casserole he tossed out. Give him a piece of my mind, but no mention of you-know-what. And Jasmine, get your emotions in check before you come home. Got that? Yes, I'll do just that. Thanks, Mom.
Jasmine, where are you? You know what just happened? Mum was right there in the house. She was here all along. She even saw me throw out a chicken casserole. What am I going to do? Why didn't you say something?
How was I supposed to know? Anyway, this was all of your own making, Mark.
Come on, Jasmine. Don't say that. Text her, would ya? When she gets this angry, there's no way I can put out the flame.
I'm not a firefighter. Don't ask me.
You're friendly with her. You guys get along. She'll listen to you. Oh, come on, please. Just cool it then. Well, please.
None of my business. You work it out with her.
But, please.
I have a long drive back tomorrow, so I'm hitting the sack. Oh, yeah. I'm going to stop off at my folks' place on the way home, so I won't be back for the weekend.
Please, Jasmine, you can't leave me hanging.
Good night, Mark. Have fun.
Anyone pisses my mum off is going to suffer the consequences. What the hell is this? Why are you demanding compensation from me? And what's this about a divorce? When the hell did this happen? What did I do to deserve this?
You got the divorce papers from my lawyer, right? It's all in that affidavit. The compensation demands and why I'm asking for damages. Would you please read the darn thing before you start mouthing off at me?
What damages are you even talking about? What, are you accusing me of cheating on you? You think I got another woman or something?
No use denying it. I know all about it, Mark.
Huh? Excuse me?
The woman down the street? Her husband is away on that business trip. This has apparently been going on for, what, 6 months now?
Oh, what are you talking about?
You started complaining of my household chores and cooking because of her, right? She's a housewife that you so highly regard, unlike me. You sort of made out like I should be like your mom. This wonderful super housewife, which I must admit is... But in reality, you were comparing me to that woman.
No, Jasmine, you got me all wrong.
And just so you know, your mom is well aware of the whole situation.
You're kidding me.
She said she was fed up with you and said she will be staying at your sister's place for... Not sure how long. You better ask her.
Did she really say that? I don't believe it. My mum too. She's abandoned me too.
Just so you're aware, the one that witnessed you with that woman was your mom. She told me about her. No need to tell you why she's so pissed off. Well, that's all I have to say. If there is anything else, please talk to my lawyer first.
Please, Jasmine, let's talk about this.
Nothing to talk about, Mark. Goodbye. Well, it took some time to convince him, but with all the evidence, how could he not agree to the divorce? I was able to get all that I demanded for their infidelity. As a matter of fact, I just confirmed that the full amount was deposited into my account this morning. As for those two, I heard they started living together after her divorce. But they are apparently bickering constantly. The reason? Ironically, it was something to do with sharing household chores. With both of them in debt, they are evidently living in an old beat-up apartment down by Market Street, and both working day in and day out to pay off their debt. Because they were never home, their house turned into a frightful mess. What makes matters worse is that they keep demanding that the other do the housework, making the situation even worse. A real revolving door situation. I heard that the police were called on several occasions because of the heated arguments. Not a situation that could go on forever. They were eventually evicted, which was the last straw for that ill-fated relationship. Both of them apparently skipped town never to be seen again.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hi, Marcia. You're finished with the work and have already left the office, right? Come to the high-class restaurant Wadai Tea, right? Now, please. What? You know where it is, right? Oh, yes. The owner of Wadai Thai is my friend of mine, so I know where it is, but why are you suddenly inviting me to dinner there, Mrs. Willis? I just happened to be able to get reservations there, so I thought you, me, and Alexis could go to dinner there. Is that so? What? You sound like you want to say something. Well, I just thought that it was strange of you to invite me like this to dinner. You know, I have allergies, right? It's fine. Just hurry up and come. Alexis is already here with me, and we're about to enter the restaurant. What? Really? The dishes aren't going to be served if everyone isn't here. I'll be there as soon as possible. Just hurry up. Hello, Mercedes. Long time no see. It's me, Marcia Willis. I just arrived at Wadai Thai earlier ago, but I was led to a different room than my associates. I was then told to contact you, Mercedes. Long time no see, Marcia. We haven't met since the middle school reunion party, right? Sorry for having to do this by text. I needed to visit my parents' house on urgent business, and I'm currently on the bullet train. It's all right. You were probably surprised to suddenly be contacted by me, because even though we were classmates, we weren't exactly that close. Oh, well, I was a bit surprised, but I knew you were the owner of this restaurant, Wadai Thai. I guess that it has something to do with the fact. Yes. Why was I led to a different room? I was supposed to have dinner with my husband and his mother here. I can hear my mother-in-law's huge voice, so I know she must be nearby. Marcia, you need to get out of here as soon as possible. What? You see, the reason I had you led to a different room was to temporarily hide you from your mother-in-law. Hide me? It seems your mother-in-law is trying to use the fact that you're allergic to crustaceans to put you in the hospital. Huh? One of my employees happened to overhear your mother-in-law on the phone while she was in the corridor. She was probably talking to a friend of hers or something. She's going to mix some crab soup powder in your food to make you have an anaphylactic shock and send you to the hospital. Then she plans to persuade your husband to divorce you by saying a woman as unhealthy as you won't be able to produce healthy offsprings. What? Our restaurant offers to remove any ingredients that our customers are allergic to from our dishes, so we were as careful as possible to remove any crustaceans today when we heard that you were allergic to them during the reservation. Excuse me, but did you only remove crustaceans from today's dishes? What? Yes. Were there any ingredients from the gourd family used? Yes, I think cucumbers and pumpkins were going to be used. Are you still not here, Marcia? We couldn't have waited any longer, so he had to bring them out just a few dishes. Hurry up and come. Don't eat that. What? Marcia, what's the meaning of this? You just barged into our room, forcefully took Alexis with you. Explain yourself. You just ruined our dinner at a high-class restaurant. Alexis is allergic to foods from the gourd family. What? It first started a year ago. I'm pretty sure I told you this already, Mrs. Willis. What? Didn't he just say actually me too when he found out about your crustacean allergy just to be nice to you? Besides, there's no way Alexis, who I raised to be a healthy child, has allergies. He's not like you who can't eat crabs or shrimp. It doesn't matter. We're not going to be having dinner with you at Wadai Thai anymore. What? Why you? Do you understand that this is a high-class restaurant? Do you know how much I paid for this? If you're unhappy, you can ask me to pay for all the expenses. We're just not going to be going eating anymore. Hold on, Marcia. Good morning, Marcia. How's your husband feeling? It seems that pumpkin was used in one of the sauces in the fish dish that we brought to your husband and his mother. I heard that he ate a bit of it. I'm sorry for having to make such a commotion yesterday, Mercedes. I brought him to the hospital for one night just to be safe, but thankfully, the allergic reaction was only a light one. Apparently, he noticed as soon as he put it into his mouth and spit it out, which was extremely fortunate. I see. I'm glad nothing serious came out of it. It's just a shame that this had to happen when you came to our restaurant as a customer. How should I apologize to you? Wadai Thai didn't do anything wrong. Your chefs removed all crustacean ingredients from the dishes just like they were told to. My husband also understands the situation and is saying that the restaurant itself is not at any fault whatsoever. Please don't be too harsh on yourself about it. Thank you. I, on the other hand, am extremely sorry for the behavior of my mother-in-law. If you want to do anything about the incident, then don't care about me or my husband and do everything you need to. Yes. We're going to be contacting your mother-in-law later on about this incident. Marcia, I was banned from ever going to Wadai Thai again because of you. I did a bit of asking around and apparently you're an acquaintance of the owner there. You probably told them some ridiculous lie about me, right? I'm honestly disgusted. Why did Alexis have to go and marry such a horrible person? This is divorce, I say. Divorce. I'm going to convince Alexis to divorce you. So at the end of the day, all you wanted was a reason for me and Alexis to get divorced, right? What? You were going to mix some crab soup powder in my food and cause me to have an anaphylactic shock, sending me to the hospital. Then you were going to tell Alexis such an unhealthy woman won't be able to bear healthy children, divorce her right now. This was your plan, right? What? Why? Apparently, one of the employees at Wadai Thai overheard you on the phone while you were talking to one of your friends in the hallway. I was being overheard? Well, you do have a huge voice, Mrs. Willis. If you were asking as loud as you usually do, then people would have heard that you were saying even if they didn't want to. I guessed as to who you were talking to on the phone, and apparently they told you that you were going too far, but you just ignored their cautions. The restaurant as well, they removed all ingredients with crustaceans in them just as they were told, but had you mixed crab soup powder in the food just as you were planning to do. Then you wouldn't have just ruined all their efforts, but you would have disrupted their business as well. Had you succeeded, the restaurant would immediately lose its reputation. Do you understand that this could have gotten a lot more serious than just the divorce of one person? That's an exaggeration. But is it really an exaggeration? But there's no way my son has allergies. Because of your strange confidence that there's no way my son has allergies, you failed to take any precautions. That's the reason why Alexis had to be sent to the hospital, no? His allergic reactions appeared as soon as we left the restaurant, so we went straight to the hospital after we left. Luckily, nothing serious came out of it since Alexis noticed as soon as he put some of the sauce in his mouth and spit it out. But who knows what would have happened if he hadn't noticed and ate all of the sauce. You're lying. It's a lie. There's no way my son has allergies. I heard that one of the main reasons your husband divorced you was because you had this ridiculous pride in the strangest areas. What? After what happened yesterday now, I know what he meant. It seems that whatever I say to you is going to be a waste, so goodbye. Marcia, your apartment is completely empty. I asked your neighbor and they said that you moved the day before yesterday. What's the meaning of this? Huh? Did you come to our apartment or something? Didn't Alexis tell you that he didn't want to see you for the time being? You probably told Alexis some of your lies, right? His allergy to plants from the gourd family is probably just something in his head, and he's coming to actually believe after you telling him this and that. Which is why I brought him some roasted pumpkin and some pickled cucumbers. You what? He should be fine if he eats his mother's food and he's so familiar with. I'm so glad we moved. What? It was a mess since everything was so sudden, but I'm so glad we moved. What are you saying? I was just thinking about my son's happiness and health. Is that so? If that's your idea of making Alexis happy and healthy, then I'm afraid we're left with no choice but to cut ties with you. Cut ties with me? Isn't it enough for you just to disappear, divorce Alexis right now, and get out of our lives? I'm afraid what you're saying is impossible. Give me back Alexis. I'm currently pregnant. What? It's Alexis' child, of course. Is that so? My grandchild? If that's the case, then I'll be so kind as to live with you too. I'll forgive all your disrespectful actions towards me until now as well. Do you still not understand? What? My grandchild is going to be born, right? Make sure you give birth to a boy, alright? He needs to look like his father, Alexis. Of course. He also needs to be healthy and have no allergies just like his father. Do you understand? So you really don't understand. What? All this rate, you're going to kill all of us, the whole family. You scare us, to be honest. It seems that cutting ties with you is really the only option. Marcia? It seems Alexis has already blocked your account. What? I'm going to block you as well. Marcia? If you'll excuse me then, goodbye. My mother-in-law probably knows how allergies work, but due to her own strange pride and beliefs, she's probably unable to see reality as it really is, and has distorted view of it. This is what my husband said. Anyways, our child is going to be born soon, and we decided that having her anywhere nearby is dangerous. We moved to a monthly apartment as a temporary solution before we decided on what we want to do from now. By the way, my husband works from home, so once my quest to companies to move to a different office is granted, we plan on moving even farther away. Then being close in that case, my mother-in-law is now all on her own. My husband says that we should talk to our relatives about this and put her in some sort of facility so that she doesn't harm anyone ever again. The day when she meets her son, she loves so much and her grandchild may never come.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Jenny, you have stayed inside your house for a long time recently, haven't you?
Good morning, Patty. Recently, my company has been pushing for us to work from home, and so for a while now I've been working from within our office in the house. However, I'm still going into the office a few times every month for meetings and special projects.
Is that so? So the company you're working for has started to implement a system such as that for all its employees? Well, if that's the case, then you get out of my son's house right now.
Huh?
And by saying that, of course what I mean by that is I want you to divorce my son and leave.
How does me working remotely for my job happen to lead into you wanting me to leave your son?
Well, Jenny, the way that leads into you leaving my son is that I know about how you use that excuse of working remotely as a way to never get any of the chores there done.
Well, the only thing that's changed is that I'm working from my office here at home, but everything besides that has been the same since I've been married to your son.
And I bet the only reason they're having you work from home now is because they have no further use for you, and it'll only be a matter of time before they fire you, right? I mean, I don't blame them considering you were raised in a foster home all your life. How could a parentless child like you amount to anything in that company?
Patty, I think it's better that you refrain from talking about me like that from now on.
Excuse me?
I'm sure that there are people who were raised in foster homes that had a hard time living in this world after being forced out into society. But there are also people like my older friend that I grew up with in that foster home who is now the CEO of a $15 million company. And I also have friends from that foster home who are not lawyers and doctors. And most of them even have a happy family now, with a loving wife or husband and children around them. So please stop trying to say that all foster kids have ended up troubled and without any use to this world.
Right now, I'm not talking about all those other idiots. I'm talking about you, Jenny, and how within the company you are working for, you are the least dependable and will soon be fired because of it. And unfortunately, you found some way to get my son to marry you, and he's now stuck with someone who slacks off from their most important duties. I'm sure that you only married him for his family's money, right? I really would love to have you divorced from him sooner rather than later.
I'd like to get back to my work here soon, so...
But I'll have to wait a little longer for that, I'm sure. At least do this one thing for me by the end of today. That's leaving my son's house. And then from there, I'd like you to start working on divorcing him and being gone from his life forever. My son is my only boy in the family, and I need to make sure that he marries someone far more amazing than you. So, you need to get lost soon.
I'm getting back to work. Goodbye.
Jenny, are you home right now? You should be home working all day today, right?
Oh, I'm still at home getting some work done, George. But I'm on a small lunch break now, so we can chat for a little while.
Is that so? Well, I wanted to ask, if I came back home now, would I be bothering you while you work?
What's happened? Do you have to leave work early? Did you come down with something today that's forcing you to leave work?
Wait, this isn't about me coming down with anything today. My manager came up to me today saying that I haven't been using a lot of my time off this year and that it would benefit both me and the company to use it up before the next year begins. And since starting next week, I have more projects that I need to start, we both agreed that today I could use the afternoon off, fully paid, to head home early and use up the time off. I'll be getting tomorrow off as well, fully paid.
Is that so? Well, I'm fine with you coming home now, so don't worry about me and get your butt home.
All right, thank you.
What do you want to do about lunch?
I was just thinking that I'd buy something on the way home to eat. I'd like you to continue working on your work without having to get up to make me anything.
All right.
By the way, did my mom end up saying anything to you today?
Huh?
I'm talking about how she always seems to pick on you.
Right. Today she seemed to be in even more of a fighting mood than times before.
She really never seems to care enough when I tell her to stop messing with you, and that was probably getting in the way of you getting work done. I'm sorry, Jenny. She has to realize that what she's doing to you is not acceptable, right?
You don't have to apologize for her actions. And besides, I'm doing all right after our little chat today.
But even still, it's getting close to 3 months now. There's no denying that she's causing you a lot of stress by messing with you all the time, and that it's only getting worse as time goes on, right?
I'm fine. Well, that's what I'd like to say, but really, her treating me so poorly has started to cause some issues with me and my job.
At this point, we've really got to start thinking of a way to get her out of your hair for good. My bus is here. When I get home today, make sure to show me all the texts my mom sent to you.
Sure, will do.
If I'm able to change transfer buses quick enough at the station, I should be home in about an hour.
Okay. Have a safe return home today.
I'll do my best. See you this afternoon then.
You freaking useless dog. I just passed by your house a couple of seconds ago, and I saw that you're still sitting in there on your computer. I could have sworn that I told you earlier today to get the hell out of that house, right?
I'm in the middle of work right now.
Your company is getting ready to fire you, so you have no reason to talk to me about getting any actual work done. And I know for a fact that you're only using that title of being a remote worker as a way to slack off. Seriously, you are a freaking waste of my son's time. Not only do you have zero common sense, but you can't even do your job well enough to stay within that mediocre company. George has been saying to me that I need to treat you with the respect he thinks you deserve, but I'm not buying it. All you've done is brainwashed him into thinking that you're worth something, and that's how you got him to marry you. Well, it's not going to happen any longer. Divorce my son right now.
Patty, I've noticed you always happen to text me around this time every weekday, right?
And so what?
Could this mean that you choose to talk to me only during this time every day because you expect that your son is at work and can't do anything to stop you?
Well, you might be onto something there. Actually, you are 100% correct about that. But this is all for the sake of my son. I have to protect him from you, and that means waiting for him to be busy with his work to start my plans of attack and making sure you go away. Having to think that such a useless dog is my son's wife. I am not the kind of mother that is going to let you continue taking advantage of my son, all in order to get my family's money.
Are you finished saying everything you've wanted to tell me?
Oh, I have so much more that I'd like to say to you. I'm going to keep tearing into you until you leave my son and run away from me.
So you're going to continue with this even though your son is sitting right next to me now.
Huh?
This all happened just a little bit ago, but he was allowed to take the rest of today and tomorrow off from work, and he only arrived home just a few minutes ago.
So you're telling me that George is there with you right now?
Yep.
And he's sitting with you looking at all the things I've said to you?
Yep. And I really need to end things here so that I can get back to my work. So from now on, you're going to have to go through him if you have anything else to say to me today. Now I'll be going.
Well, if that's the case, then that's completely fine with me. Really, I didn't want for him to have to see everything I'd said to you today. But if he has seen everything already, then that makes my job of explaining things to him a whole lot smoother.
Mom?
George, come on now. If you were finally going to take the chance to get a day off work, you should have come back home to me to hang out for a little while. I'm sure that it's pretty boring having to hang around that house all day with a useless dog like her, right? That's right. How about tonight you and I go out for some steaks? And I'll make sure to get us a reservation at one of those high-end steakhouses. It's been almost 5 years now since your father passed away, so it'll be nice to have a steak again since we haven't eaten steak together since that day.
I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm not in the mood to go out for a steak tonight. I'm actually quite pissed at you.
Huh?
Stop trying to act like what you've been doing is okay.
George, what's happened to you?
When did I ever say that I wanted to get a divorce from Jenny? And the fact that you've been speaking so poorly of your own son's wife is good reason for me to want to punch you in the face right now. Did you actually think that I'd let you continue with that crap without stepping in?
What are you talking about? Come on now. Talk about what's all going on right now very carefully. You are a graduate from a very highly sought-after university, and you are on the path to becoming an elite in the working world. But unlike you, your wife right now is nothing more than a lost cause from a foster home who does nothing but work as an office lady. No matter how hard you try to make it look possible, the two of you are not meant to be married.
Mom, did we not tell you this yet? Jenny is from the same university as I am.
Huh?
And not only that, but she was able to get into that university with the full ride scholarship. And as for what she does for work right now, let's just say that the company isn't as well known as the one I'm working for, but her income is higher than mine.
Huh? That useless dog. How the hell does she... You guys can't just hide things like that from me. Especially when it's been so long since you both got married and she became a part of my family.
You can act like we were trying to hide this from me all you want. But her and I graduated in the same class, and we can show you proof that she's in fact better than me in some ways. Heck, I'd even be willing to show you our pay stubs, so you can see with your own very eyes that we aren't playing.
Are you serious? You're telling me that that parentless foster child...
We have told you plenty of times before that it's not okay to judge someone just based off their past life when they were a child. If you understand everything I've told you, I'd like for you to apologize to Jenny when she's done with work today, and it better come from your heart.
Jenny, I'm assuming that you're finished with work by now?
That's right. I just finished up and turned off my computer a second ago.
I heard a lot of things from George earlier today just after lunch. So you actually did end up graduating from university after all. And not just from any university, but from the same one as George? Why were you hiding all of that from me?
What?
All of that information would have been really helpful to me had you told me a lot sooner. Especially since without that very important piece of information, all you are is a useless foster child that is about to be fired from a company that has no use for her. I needed to know that you were a university graduate because that would have changed the way I spoke to you before.
Did I not tell you all about my education back when I first met you in person? I explained that we met each other because we went to the same university together, and that's why we're together now.
Huh? You mentioned that to me before?
Well, I can see that even if you did know about that before, somewhere along the way you got confused and started to think differently about me.
That's right. But even if you came from the same university as my son, there are still plenty of other things wrong with you. You still ended up growing up with no parents and in a foster home. So, to make up for you having that unfortunate part of your past haunting my family, I'd like for you to start paying me $1,000 every month.
$1,000?
If you are able to promise me that you'll send me $1,000 a month for the rest of my life, then I'll allow you to stay married to George.
Really?
I know about how you're making more money than my son is right now. Allow me to be frank about this. A woman that makes more than her husband is not viewed as a good thing in this world. But if I were to ask you to quit your job right now, George would keep coming after me, saying I'm bullying you or something, right? So to make it seem as though you're not making as much money as you say, I'd like you to pay me $1,000 a month, and I'll promise to leave you alone.
What?
However, in order for me to keep my end of the promise, you have to promise that you'll never tell my son about any of this deal we'll make. So if you'd like to continue to be the wife of my elite son, you listen to everything I've just said and do it. That should be okay with you, right? Pick up the dang phone, Jenny. I've noticed that you still haven't put that $1,000 into my account. And so I came all the way to your place to tell you to your face to give me that money. But why is there a lock on the door and a sign saying the place is for sale?
That's because after moving out of that house, the realtor has come to start cleaning the place up a bit more to start showcasing it to people looking into the place.
You guys moved out? Why did you move?
If you don't know what the reason is for that yet, try asking your son. Goodbye.
George, why the hell did you move out of that place? You haven't even told me the new address that you guys have.
That's because I've cut ties to you, Mom.
Huh?
Did I not tell you about a month ago to apologize to my wife when we last spoke about what you did to her? Because looking back into our text history, I did say that, and you replied to me meaning that you read that text. But for some unknown reason to me, you going to apologize to her, turning into you threatening her to pay you $1,000 a month.
Wait, did that witch talk to you about all of that? I told her to keep her mouth shut about it so as part of the deal. Her not even being able to uphold that end of the promise is why foster children like her are useless.
The reason why I know about what you said to her is because as she was texting you then, I was looking over her shoulder.
Huh?
And when she finished texting you, she turned to me and I told her that it was over. That from now on, her and I would no longer be a part of your family.
That's...
And I'll leave you with this as a warning. Trying to come and find us at our offices isn't going to be possible for you. I told my boss about the current situation, and he was kind enough to allow me to move to a different office away from you. And the same thing goes for Jenny and her job. Well, it's not like her office mattered to you, though, because you never even knew where she was working in the first place, or what company she worked for.
Wait, what am I going to do now, though?
I don't care.
What?
For the past 2 years now, you've been getting Social Security, right? And you've been working part-time for a while now as well, right? There's also that money left over from Dad that you said you'd never touch after he passed away.
Well, about that last part.
So you should be all right then, right? Now, goodbye, forever.
Wait a moment, George. I quit that part-time job. And as for all that money your dad left for me, I've used it all up.
When talking about that last part, where Patty told her son that she had quit her job and was without any more money, that really surprised the both of us. Considering that after her husband passed, she should have been left with around $80,000 and still be receiving a decent Social Security. George and I just looked at each other after reading that and sighed. Apparently, she had spent all of that money without putting much thought into what to do after it was gone, besides hoping that she could rely on her son to support her. But when she found out how much I was making, decided that it'd be better to just have me pay her a little each month in return for not bullying me anymore. After both George and I had agreed that we'd cut ties with her and never see her again, we made sure to explain to all of his family before telling her. And since they all agreed that what we were doing was necessary, they told us that they'd figure out something for her since she no longer had enough money to support herself. In other words, that meant them all introducing her to a job working on a production line. So as of right now, she's out there working every day within that factory, making minimum wage that is barely enough to keep her in her house and keep all the lights on there. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.